Hello, beautiful people. This is Dr. Joanna Charlton here. I'm on a mission to help bring awareness and eradicate the mind-body syndrome epidemic that is actually plaguing this world, this globe. Most 70% of doctors' visits in the UK actually end in a medically unexplained diagnosis. They have symptoms and they put them to, lump them all together and into umbrella syndromes, basically, like fibromyalgia or IMBS and IBS, which is, all they can do with the limited, unfortunately, the very limited system of care that we have, not integrative and not holistic in any way, shape, or form. And basically, we need to have an upgrade, and we are having a massive revolution in healthcare. But people are still, unfortunately, not so aware as they could be. So this is what I'm on my mission to actually bring awareness to the people who are actually looking for this information. So I'm a mind-body coach. I help people with chronic pain overcome in a natural way through the integration of these new concepts of mind-body medicine and holistic habits that heal. So taking people, putting giving them the power back, basically, because the healthcare system doesn't give us the power. It just gives us a pill, and this masks the symptom that's prevailing at the moment, at that present moment, and hope for the best kind of thing. Chronic pain is the leading cause of loss of work and loss of lifestyle. It's one of the most prominent problems right now in this world. And as a chronic pain survivor and thriver, I really am so inspired to help other people to overcome their pain, and that's what I do every day with my clients. So there is an alternative way. There is a holistic way that people really need to understand to get behind their chronic pain, the root cause of their chronic pain, and or dis-ease or disease in their body that they have been diagnosed with. And we do have the power. Our body is so much stronger and so much more resilient and so much more able to heal than we ever give it credit for. And that we are, in fact, we get in the way of our own innate healing, natural healing response that the body has. And what I mean by that is that our physical, mental, and emotional habits that we do daily are creating the results, our current results that we're living now. And so by giving people this message, I know that might be a bit of a heavy message to give people, but they have responsibility for their own healing, and they can find, if not me, other people who are creating a holistic approach to healing, and through physical, mental, emotional aspects of the problem. And so bringing in this holistic healing concept. Chronic pain and disease is a result of your current physical, mental, and emotional habits. So your body is not your enemy. Your body is trying to give you signals that there is dis-ease, there is a problem, there are problems, and the body doesn't lie. It tells us very clearly, just as in a car, where there's a red light signal that's coming on telling us that we need to put oil in there, or we need to do this something else, or we need to, we have a problem. And so the chronic pain is a signal, and it's a signal of dis-ease, either in the physical, mental, or emotional, and spiritual realms. And this is a thing that most people don't really want to take on, unfortunately. And so it's really, really vital that we start. And I know that it's really hard, because as a chronic pain sufferer, that I have managed to clear all of these issues. At the beginning, it was hellishly hard. But through the process, which I will tell you about how I overcame it, it became more and more empowering, because I suddenly was able to realize the correlation between what I was doing, how I was eating, how I was sleeping, how I was drinking, drinking water, when I was drinking water, if I was moving or not moving. All of those physical habits were called, and the mental and the emotional habits that we do in our daily lives create the results that we have in our body. And so it is instrumental when you start to realize that you do have the power to change these habits, these things that we do daily, so that we can have better ease of movement, better sleep patterns, better healthy eating habits, but also the physical and the emotional. So how are we actually showing up in the world emotionally? Are we expressing our emotions? Are we not expressing our emotions? Are we having repeated patterns of mental spiraling negativity? Or are we giving ourselves messages of shame and blame all the time? So this inner journey for me, which helped me release all the pains that I had and discomfort in my body, including fibromyalgia diagnosis and rheumatoid arthritis development, or early stages of. And so it was a vital wake-up call, basically. So pain is not your enemy. The body is not your enemy. It has a true wisdom behind it. The experience of your pain, I totally get it, is not enjoyable, obviously, but we don't shoot the messenger. We want to give the message. We want the message is trying to come through, but we don't often hear it. And it starts with a whisper. It starts with talking to us. We don't listen to it. Then it starts with crying, and it starts with shouting, until we get to a point where we have a stacking of symptoms which are created, which are perpetuated, and so they become chronic, and then we just get more and more disheartened and disabilitating disabilitating situation. And so the most important thing, as I say with all my clients, is to actually get to the point where we can start to see that this is a message. That's the first step in this healing process. It's to understand that your body is not your enemy, and that all of this dis-ease that's created in the body is because we need to make changes. And sooner or later in our lives, we get the message, either with chronic pain or disease, or with a death of a loved one, or a divorce, or something that completely changes turns upside down our world. And so this is vital for us to understand that the motivation for change, it basically catalyzes transformational growth in our bodies, and physically, mentally, and emotionally. And so I really, really want to inspire you today to actually start to look and listen to what the pain is trying to tell you. Basically giving you a signal. It's not the enemy. We obviously want to get out of pain, but the process of getting out of pain and the healing process is such an amazing journey that I just want to bring it bring it out there, give it out there, that it's possible for everybody to actually heal from these diagnoses that they've been given. And I really would like to help as many people as I can, bringing first awareness to the situation, to this mind-body syndrome, or TMS, as Dr. John Sarno, the physician from New York, called it. So it's not, it's a reframing of the pain, so that we can actually start to hear the messages, and bringing a sense of curiosity to the symptoms may be the first shift that we can create. Once we shift our relationship with the pain itself will shift. This is, law of quantum physics. You cannot look at the object, the subject cannot look at the object without changing for its form. And so we have to, take this on as a possibility for us today. So with that, I would love to say I'm going to be back every single day. I'm declaring it to the world that I'm here to offer an alternative view, a more holistic view of how we can actually heal from dis-ease and chronic pain that has been, shouting for many, many years, and nobody has been listening to it. So I invite you to listen to it today, starting with the shift in the need for it to leave. That will happen, but the shift from the I hate this pain, or I hate my body, into a more of I love my body unconditionally, even with this pain, and I will learn to do so every single day from now on. And this is the message that the pain wants to give us most of the time, that there's a discomfort, disconnection, and dis-ease in our body that is desperately trying to find a way to tell us. So with that, I would love you and leave you, and I hope that helped, and I will give you another tip for easing chronic pain and dis-ease in the body the holistic way. So until then, I'll see you tomorrow.